our streaming live. Absolutely appreciate it. Hey, also don't forget that our 14-day VIP trial is going on, and I do have some openings next week for the coaching process of it. So if you if you're interested, we'll set up a coaching time where we get together on the phone in the room, private, and we work on some of those trades, whatever I can do to help out and get you up to running. Okay, so give it a shot. All right, let's get the room opened up and get going here. All righty, good morning, everybody. How you doing? Hey, Jim, Tommy, how you guys doing out there? Let me click a button here. There we go. All right, there. Hey, Gold, William, Alan, Tammy, Mike. Good morning, you guys. Good morning. Good morning. Hey, Joe, Bill, Raleigh. Good morning, Sharon. Hey, good morning, Chuck. Bill, Coach. Good morning. Glad to have you here. Roger, Julie. Good morning, man. Nick, Sonny, Sonny. Sonny's been here a bit. Good morning, everybody. Hey, Bobby. Good morning to you. Well, today's the big day, I guess, Mister Fed. What are they going to do? I think everybody knows what they're going to do. They're going to raise. They're going to lower quarter point. I guess a little bit of a surprise would be if they do half a point, and then there's what they say afterwards. That's probably more what the market is looking for to decide whether the market should go higher or lower. I guess bad news or good news or whatever it would be. Could be bad news and the market won't care. Who knows? Hey, Tex, good morning. Good morning. Yeah, Tex could be a nothing but a nothing burger, right? Yeah, it could be. Who knows? Okay, I'm going to do something a little different this morning. But first, let's take a look at the market here, okay? A little different. We're going to look at charts, so please throw yours on there. So the SPY here, we're having a little bit of a pullback today. I don't think anybody is super surprised about that. It's nothing to get excited about at this point. It's holding this upper line right there. Oh, where's my arrows? There. Start your line here, anchor it here, attach it to the first, right in there actually. Attach it to the first little candle you come to that it meets, the highs. Let it go where it wants, and it creates a nice little trend right there that you can see that we've hopped over, and now we're just kind of scooting along the top of it. The T line, I've got it trended using 8 days back up to the very end of the T line, and you see that we come to a point there, and we talked about this in a room that the possibility of walking right into that moving average before we move up. Yes, I think we do move up. I think there could be a lot of chop today, maybe even tomorrow a little bit. But overall, when all the dancing is done, I think we're moving up. I have a target up here of about $672 for the SPY. Let's see if it can do it over the next, I don't know, couple weeks maybe. Qs are looking really good. They're bullish. They're moving. A little consolidation wouldn't be a bad thing at all. Might set up a lot of charts, a little bit of a pullback, create that PBO pullback opportunity. And then we might see some good trading out of that. Diamonds, to me right now, the diamonds are a perfect buy scenario. Nice and tight right here, right on the T line. We've got this flag moving down. We're looking, some people might be looking for that breakout. Definitely a 3-8 trap right here. Absolutely perfect. IWM, another one of those 3-8 trap setups. Very nice chart, much like the diamonds. Looks fantastic here. Really good. So IYT, that's holding up. Price above the T line above the Trendicator. That is, for me personally, a perfect trend to trade. Let's see, then there's SMH. SMH got a little ahead of itself. What is it? We can count from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 days up. That's a lot of days. So we might need a little bit of a rest here. That would be, I think, very nice. One thing SMH has done, it's broken out here. So I think that is very bullish. Of course, that could change if we break down. Okay. Take a look at T2123. For the most part, we held yesterday. We did slip down a little bit, but we came back kind of sort of toward the end of the day. Nothing, to scream about, but we certainly did not get bearish on the T2123 indicator. Now, VXX is a little bit different. That actually climbed up, showing a little bit of fear. However, I do not believe this is fear. I believe this is just traders hedging. That's all I believe it is. I don't believe the fear has really come into it. VXX right here, you can see we're moving up a little bit. There's just no fear right in there. So again, I think it's just simply hedging. All right. Hey, good morning over there, Vernon. Good morning, Michael. Good morning. Okay. Again, I want to do something a little different. We're gonna look at charts. I've got some charts picked out here, but what I want to talk about is focus on the Trendicator first for today. There we go. We're going to look at that chart right there. That's going to be the chart we're going to look at least for the charts that I'm going to share. When you guys share charts, we may move over to that other screen. Okay, but I want to focus on the trend and possible reversals. All right, I'm going to put the SPY up. I mean, let's face it, right? As a trader, and we're talking bullish, okay? As a trader, you see where we were red over here, and then see how we're green, all that, and we're going to stop it right there. I mean, that's your dream chart. That's what you're looking for. So we're looking for a swing from red to green, and then the whole trading part of it. We're not particularly going to talk about that necessarily through this, but we need to start somewhere. And there's that swing. That's what you want. You want to swing that Trendicator up, swing it from red to green, and there's your dream chart right there. Okay. So why not? Let's take a look at stocks that might be doing that. Okay. Let's take a look at Lunar. Look at Lunar here. And here we can go back. See, here's what I'm talking about. See, here we're down, and now see how price is the muscle. All right. So price swings the Trendicator up, and here's what it does. And we're not going to spend this much time on every single one. See, it swung it up right there. So all this is your trading area once you swing from red to green. Now, not every chart, that you look at, and we'll do this with Lunar, not every chart swings and continues. Some charts swing and then just fails right back down. But you've got that Trendicator to tell you that, to help you with that, to show you that. The red to green and back to red. Okay. So now let's look at some of these charts. Take a look at Lunar. Yeah, Lunar here. So I'm going to draw a trend line just like this. Notice I didn't draw my trend line from the top to the top of anything other than the Trendicator. So this is where the Trendicator started, and that's where it ended, red. So see, the price, the muscle is swinging the Trendicator up. And that could be the start of one of those runs that you go to bed dreaming about. And when you don't find them, you have a nightmare at night and you wake up grumpy, and that's just uncool. So let's look for those charts maybe that are swinging in that right direction. So Lunar needs to be one, I think, looked at. Take a look at Snap. Look at Snap here. Already drew the line. Trendicator right down, right? Here we swung, and the muscle can work to the bear side. The muscle swung us from green to red, right? So here we are. Price did whatever it does, and all of a sudden, the muscle price swung us back to green. This could turn into one of those swings, trades that you dream about. I mean, here we are. Maybe you enter it just like this over here. Maybe you don't. Maybe you wait for that pullback. Maybe that's an entry area. There's your money right there. That's how you make your money in the trade. Okay. Let's look at LAZR. Look at laser. Let me get that out of there. Let me put this up there. So I'm going to go right up here where the Trendicator went from red to green and just draw it right down to that red mark right there. So the muscle swung us red. Now the muscle is trying to swing us green. Now this just very well may be one of those trades that just leads us higher and higher and higher. And I think it didn't work out. Well, I guess it works out on this chart. Dark background. See, this is something I would do right there. I would take that top, take right down to the bottom, and then here's how I would set up my trade. There's my 50% retracement. I'm going to duplicate that, I think. Here we go. There would be the next target. And then I think we better put a target right here too. Okay. There we go. And it all started from muscle price action, swinging us up and turning us green and getting our trading trend in place. Anyway, I think that's kind of cool. Take a look at AI. Now, this is one that I'm already in, up 32% on that. So just go from the red dot down to the red dot. You can see how we turned to green. I've got targets in there already. I would highly recommend that when you do something like this, come back and check back here. How did we get there? I think that's good to know. Don't overlook that right there. Okay. Anyway, this is going to be one of these things that we talk about during our workshop this coming, what is it, Tuesday? Yeah, this coming Tuesday, September 23rd. This is one of the things that we'll really be breaking down. We'll be setting up targets and stops, along with, we'll be taking a look at the rounded bottom breakout, the pinball setup, three trap, a lot of things there, a lot of what I call cool setups or flagship type setups for our trading. But you do have to register, so please register for that. And members, you don't have to register. You're going to be here. You don't have to register. Okay. All right. Let's take a look at another one of these. How about BBAI? These are all tradable charts right now, by the way. I mean, these look great to me. So we're going to go from the red, right? Red to green. Don't overthink that either. Don't overthink it. It's red. Just draw the line. All right. More than anything, that line is just to point out to you, there it is. Okay. So don't overthink it. See how we're turning up? Does that have the potential? Of course it does. See what happened over here? We went from a little bit of red to that green. Look at that. And that's what we're looking for, isn't it? How about this? Look over here on the left. Look at that. The muscle swung us to the downside. Now the muscle is swinging us up. Look at that. You see how it can start? And once you get that starting point, now you can manage a trade. And that's another thing. Say you're in a trade, and this happens a lot. It happens to me too. I don't know what it is. It's just nature of human beings, I guess. Maybe you get into BBAI or whatever stock, you make a little money on it, and everybody in here knows, everybody knows that if this moves up, it's very likely to move down at some point. You're going to take your money and you don't ever look at it again, or 3 months down the road. Why? Are you kidding? I mean, if that, whoops, don't want to make that color. Let's make it green. If that Trendicator keeps staying green, and we get this pullback and we see buyers come in, that's what I dream about at night right there. That's what I dream about, and I have good dreams. So if you see one and you trade it, don't throw it away. Don't kick it out. As long as that trend is working, that's a viable trade. And you found it right at the beginning, and you can hold its hand all the way up until it breaks down, and you can trade it. So very important to put these stocks on a watch list and don't throw them away. Okay. Let's see. That was BBAI. How about AESI? Take a look at that. See that downtrend there? Are we starting to turn? I can't say that it's going to, none of these I can say they're actually going to work out. Nobody can. But this is how it starts. In my world, this is how it starts. Okay. So AESI. Let's see. How about MP? Take a look at MP here. At MP. MP is a nice trending chart here. And here we've swung to the downside. Let's change that one. You can do it that way, whichever way you want to do it. There we go. See how that's starting to work? There we go. That's a much better chart. Starting to turn in there. Let's take a look at. I lost my place. AMC. Look at AMC here. Remember the days of AMC and what was it? That GameStop. Woo! Remember those? Ay, ay, ay. But here's that trend, and here we're starting to turn. Oh yeah, and on members, no problem. I've got the code for this. I'll give the code for it today in the room if you want it. For those that join us on Tuesday, I'll give you the code for it within when we're doing our class. All right. Okay. I don't want to get too much here. You guys might have some charts. So if you have some charts you want to take a peek, let's do that. All righty. All right. Let's see here. I'll just throw a few more out till some of them come up. Take a look at Dell. Look at Dell. See how Dell may be starting to swing? Yeah. Hey, Dave, good morning. MYGN. Yeah, let's take a look here. MYGN. Nice bullish chart. I think what I'll do is, let's go over here. Cover your eyes for a minute. It's going to hurt. There you go. Yeah. MYGN, let's flag that. That's a nice chart. Also, this is a rounded bottom breakout. This is going to be one of those flagship strategies we talk about Tuesday. So I'm going to, we'll really get into this one. Nice gap up. We move back down. Notice the trend. See there? See how we turned? The muscle turned us. And now look at that trend right there. So where could that be traded? Let's take a look at this. I'm not going to chase the gap, but right there, entered is what I meant. Traded, entered, and then you trade, to your happy spot. Right there. How about right now? Right now, look at that. Absolutely beautiful. We nailed the dotted deuce perfectly. That is one of the most important lines on my chart. It's a modified 200 period moving average. Right now, I think target is 200 period moving average. And then from there, sky's the limit. Let's put this on the week. Let's do this. Let's put this right there so we know where it is. Now we'll go to the weekly chart. There's the 200 period moving average on the daily. And my way of trading, I use moving averages a lot. There's going to be the second target around that 10. That's a nice chart. The more I look at that, who put that out there? Hey, Dave, nice chart. That's a super nice chart. I think I want to do this too. Let's come over here to these highs, come down to those lows. Yeah, this is a nice chart. There's that sweet spot right there at that dotted deuce area. Now, keep in mind, this is a weekly chart, okay? So we're going to need to be above that 50 period moving average to get up there. But here's the daily, and that's what the trade would look like on the daily. That's a super nice chart. I have to write that one down. MYGN. And thank you very much. Let's see, text. Good morning, Sharon. Thank you for your ticker here. Look at text. Yeah, look at that. Nice trend up. Here we pop up a little bit. We're going sideways. You know, that's really good. We broke out. I'm gonna get rid of this thing. There we are. Let's see, up, back down, landed on the 200 period moving average, landed on that 50% retracement. We're up above the 61.8. The next area is going to be the 75. So I'm going to put a line right there. That is also where the recent highs are. After that, the next target up would be right there. That's a nice chart. Thank you very much. See how let me get my arrows out. Or, yeah, arrows. I mean, we came, close to that line right there. Tagged it, tagged it, tagged it, tagged it, tagged it. That's kind of an important area. And now we've broken out of it. That's the next area, just like that. It's a good chart. Thank you very much. FFIV, Mr. Goodson, thank you. That's working out. Let's get rid of that right there. That's nice trend working out. Hit the 50. That's always a good, that's always a positive thing to happen right there. Pop up, pull back. On this one, I'm going to look at a 2-day chart, 3-day chart. I'm trying to make sense of this right here. I think I just made sense of it. And I know a lot of traders, they'll look at a daily chart and then they'll go down to a 60-minute chart, 15-minute chart, 10-minute chart. I'm just the opposite. It's not that I don't look at an hourly chart. I do. And we look at 15-minute charts sometimes. But by and large, I would rather look at a chart longer term. So this is a daily chart. And here's a 2-day chart. It's the same chart, but sometimes things catch your eyes when they're shaped a little bit different. And the 3-bar chart is where it caught my eyes right there. So what I'm looking at here is this would be a buy over 327.85. I mean, of course it can be bought here. Everyone's got to have your rules. But I think over 327.85, that would do it for me. Outside of that, it's bullish, it's trending, it's working. KKR, nice. KKR, that's one of those trend reversal. See our Trendicator's down. Trendicator's now up. Here we've popped up. Now we're putting in a nice little pop out of the box right now. It's a nice chart. KKR. I'm going to flag that. Thank you. Yeah, that's a nice chart. Good morning, Coach. TIGO. Nice chart. See that trend? When we're trading, we want, I think we want, I should only talk using I because I don't know what everyone else wants. I want to win the lottery. That's what I want to win, the big one. But I also want to trade within a trend. I want it trending. And a trend, I used to get pretty aggravated. You hear that fancy little quote, the trend is your friend. I just want to strangle people that say that. I really do. I want to strangle you with one hand and pop your eyeballs out with the other hand, because it's one of those clever little trading lines that tells me nothing, absolutely nothing. If you're a new trader, probably if you're a struggling trader, that is one of the most worthless quotes that anyone could ever tell you. And you sitting at your trading desk, looking at a chart and saying to yourself, the trend is my friend, the trend is my friend. You don't have the foggiest clue what a trend is. And that's the problem. See, they don't tell you, no one tells you what the trend is. Well, here's the trend. I'm telling you right now, those green dots, okay? You don't need to draw lines. I'm not against drawing lines. Don't get me wrong here. You can draw lines to your blue in the face if you want. There's your trend right there. It's right in front of you. Unless you're colorblind, then well, then I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to do there. So trade within a trend. So here we've got a chart that's up, and now look at the base we're putting in down here. This thing starts to move up, and I think I'm gonna like 48. You know, get over those highs. Now we've got something. So what would that look like? Well, let's see. So so boom. You know, I could see myself becoming a buyer, and now this moves up for 3 or 4 days, right? Now, can you imagine the Trendicator here? I'm going to try to, I'm going to do it in blue just so it's different. You know, it's going to follow it up just like that. The trend is your friend. And the trend is, if you are here with hit and run candlesticks, the trend is those green dots right there. Very easy. Nice chart, by the way. Thank you. Coach B, do you realize you say all that the trend is your friend, but I'm explaining what the trend is, sir. You're right. I use blue dots instead of green for us colorblind folks. That would work. Yeah, you can change the colors. Absolutely. Hey, Sharon, looking at a little chocolate. Look at that. Perfect. That's a nice chart. Nice gap up. I want to look at the weekly chart. Weekly chart, we're headed to the 50 period moving average. That's a rounded bottom breakout. That's going to be my first target. Um, after that, yeah, that's definitely going to be my first target. There's the sweet spot right there. So let's do this. We're going to do that. We're going to duplicate it. We're going to go right up there. We're going to go back to the daily. And there you go, just like that. Now, the hard part, you know, for most traders, the hard part is where do I enter this? That's the hard part. We'll talk about that another day. Let's see, anybody else? Let's see, let's take a look at AAL. AAL long, it looks like it's ready to trend back. No, well, you know, AAA, you know, somebody's saying over here, it looks like it's ready to trend back. It might, who knows? Could be today, could be 6 weeks from now. I don't know. We need proof, right? So what would we wait for? How about we wait for the muscle, the trend, the muscle, the price action to turn the trend back up? The trend being the red dots, turn them into green. I would keep an eye on the airlines, absolutely. AAL, yeah. Thank you. But that's what we would want to see. I'll keep that on the watch list. Definitely. Thanks. Wolf. That's just a fun one to say, isn't it? Wolf. Wolf is kind of hanging in there. Yeah, nice trend. I've already done the work here on it. We've got a low, high, higher, low. So we have to start that process over again. Low, high. We do have a higher low. You know, we start moving over those highs, then I think we can attack this. I wouldn't be afraid to buy this in this area. It just needs to be bullish. You know, today being Fed Day, it's likely to be pretty. I'm guessing, and it's just pure guess, that today's going to be pretty horrible trading until what at 2:30. Then the market's going to wake up. There'll be some volatility up or down, but until then, there may not be much going on in the market. So you might not get a lot of reason to buy this. But overall, if it starts moving, I like that chart. I really do. Let's see, another wolf long, different kind of wolf. Wolf. There we go. Not woof, a wolf. Yeah, that's a nice long chart right there. That's a rounded bottom breakout. Let's get rid of those lines. There we go. That's a rounded bottom breakout starting right here. That's something we'll be talking about in our Tuesday workshop class. Here we rallied up to the modified 200 period moving average. We headed up, pull back because that's what it should do. Now, this is in buy area. I see this as a buy. Target up here is going to be the 200 period moving average and beyond on a breakout. Yeah. That reminded me, did we look at on? ON. This is a semiconductor. And this, I can't remember if we looked at this in the first part of today. This is one that I'm eyeballing here a lot on semiconductor ON. It's starting to turn here, and I like what I like the way it's down, and then we've just gone sideways. If we come back over to this chart here, what we've got is an attack of the 50 period moving average and then beyond. So that's one reason I like that O in there. Hey, good morning, Santana. Looking at some now. Yeah, now starting to turn. Here we've been down, starting to turn up. Nice price action consolidation there. Very, very nice. Yeah, I can see that happening. You know, just keep in mind, in any chart that's down like this, always to the left, you're going to be running into little problems, thugs that want to keep knocking you down. So just keep that in mind. Watch those targets. NVO. NVO is setting up excellent. This is one that's on my watch list already. Nice little bottom here. We've come back up. We're now over the 50 period moving average. Let's move all this stuff out of the way for a sec. There we go. Blue line is the 50 period moving average, that kind of gray fat line, sort of fat line compared to that one. That's the 50% retracement area. So that's going to act as a little bit of resistance. Once we break out, then I think we've got free range up here. And above that, just to the dotted deuce, there's 11%. And then up to the 200s, about 25% total. So I think this is a great looking chart that may be, turning into that nice little swing up here. So I love that chart, NVO. Thank you, Sharon. How's the pre-market on RXO? I don't know. Looking pretty darn good, Daryl. That was a good buy of yours. This is a rounded bottom breakout, by the way. Here we nailed the dotted deuce and, right back down. And now we found support over it. And here we're going. Did you close yours out? Oh, no, I hope you did. I hope you did. Oh, no. No, that looks great. Yeah, that looks really good. Okay, folks, it's about time to shut this down. In about 25, 27, 28 minutes, the market will be opened up. Members, I'll see you in the room. I'll post again the positions I'm holding there in just a few minutes. Thank you, everybody, for dialing in to our pre-market charts and targets. Absolutely appreciate you. Okay, we'll see everybody. You guys take care. Remember to register for Tuesday's workshop. Later, everybody.